Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to muzzlightyear. Today's video we're going to be talking about the best advice you've never received. And we begin in our 20s. Do you remember your 20s? Because I remember mine, and it was pretty aimless. All I knew was that I wanted my own business so I could be my own boss, and that I was going to be a millionaire by the time I was 30. What I didn't realize was that I had no valuable skills to create anything valuable to offer to others. So, nothing happened. I tried a few side hustles, like starting my own men's watch brand and also trying drop shipping, but I didn't know how to market them, and I wasn't patient or committed enough to test many of the different ideas to see how long it would take for something to work. So, I ended up taking the path of least resistance, and I got an internship after university at the same place that my girlfriend at the time was interning. Then, I took a full-time job at that same company after the internship because I had no other options anyway. I hated that job. I was let go after 10 months, and it was genuinely one of the happiest days of my life because I didn't have the courage to leave. So I told myself that, okay, well, that didn't work out, but if I still want to have a business of my own, I should learn from business owners. So I got a job at a small startup, and in hindsight, the problem was that the industry that it was in, which was property, was not something I was interested in. So that didn't really work out either. A few jobs later, and I like what I do now full time, alongside this YouTube channel, I've come to realize that I wasn't given any good advice in my 20s on what I should do. And also, perhaps I was a little bit too stubborn and too entitled to even ask for advice on what I should do. I felt as though, what happened is happening to so many young people. A lot of people in their 20s, 30s, and beyond, especially those that are in the 20s graduating into limbo. They're plagued by uncertainty and doubt, looking for direction on what they should do with their lives. And what's one of the things that you get told by the internet? Well, the purpose of life is to be free. Freedom leads to happiness. We're not going to impose anything on you or tell you what to do. We'll give you your liberated self to explore. Enjoy your freedom. All right. And then what happens? Well, it doesn't work because you're drowning in freedom. And what you're actually looking for, and what I was looking for, was direction. How do you know which path is your path? Right? There are so many possibilities, and none of them seem particularly appealing. So, you're given something else. The big box of possibilities. You're told, your future is limitless. You can do anything you set your mind to. The journey is the destination. Take risks. Be audacious. Dream big. But this mantra doesn't really help you either. If you don't know what your life is for, how does it help to be told that your future is limitless? It just ups the pressure. So you're put into this space where it's uncomfortable and you're no further along. You're looking for a source of wisdom. You're thinking to yourself, where can I find the answers to my big questions? All right, then someone else comes along and you're told authenticity. Look inside yourself. Find your true passion. You are amazing. Awaken the giant within. Live according to your true values. You do you. But this is useless too. The you that you're told to consult for life's answers is the very thing that hasn't yet formed. So that doesn't work either. And you think to yourself, all right, well, what can I devote myself to? What cause will inspire me and give me meaning and direction to my life? And then you're handed another opinion, autonomy. You're told, you know what? You're on your own. It's up to you to define your own values. No one else can tell you what's right or wrong for you. Your truth is to be found in your own way, through your own story that you tell about yourself. Do what you love. And that is like the terrible kind of advice you hear often at graduation speeches. Do your passion. Do what you love. So, what happens in the end is that you're given all this advice and it doesn't help, okay? What happens in the end if that all the advice you're given takes all the difficulties of living in your 20s and makes them even worse? You're in limbo. You're given more uncertainty. You want to know why you should do this as opposed to that. And we have nothing to say except figure out for yourself based on no criteria outside yourself, which is why many people are left floundering in a formless desert. Not only are you not given a compass, but you're almost given a bucket of sand to throw all over yourself for good measure. So, what is the advice that you should have been given? What is the advice you should have received in hindsight? Honestly, when I think back in my 20s, I'm not sure any advice would have helped. And that's such a depressing conclusion to come to near the end of this video. But the reason I give this answer is because so much of what happens in our lives relies on luck. And luck is not something you can plan for. Therefore, my advice for people, and especially for 20 somethings, and the advice that I would have liked to receive, is something I got from this book by Oliver Burkeman called 4,000 Weeks, and I'll link in the description. And that advice is do the next right thing. Doing the next right thing is all any of us can ever do in any moment. So, we must follow this advice without having any objective way of knowing what the next right thing actually is. But since all we can ever do is the next right thing, that's all we ever have to do. The beauty of this advice is that it applies past your 20s too. Do the next right thing, even if you don't know if that thing is the best next thing to do. Do the next right thing based on what you know now. Do the next right thing because that's all anyone can ever do, and therefore all we ever have to do. So, whenever you're in doubt in your life about your career, your relationships, your finances, or your future, just whatever you believe is the next right thing to do that. Alright, that's all we have time for. If this video was helpful, please press the like button. And if you'd like to see more of this, subscribe. We got many more videos along the way. Peace!